What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It's been quite some time since we've done one of these. It's been a little while, and that is today. We're going to be doing a 10-year rebuild with the Golden State Warriors. Of course, we're probably in the final stages of Stephen Curry's career, so after that, where will the Warriors go is the big question, obviously. How will this franchise, move on from the dynasty to a new path? And that's what we're going to try to accomplish today. 10 years of the Warriors. Let's just get right into it. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, especially if you want to see more 10-year rebuilds. And of course, subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. As you guys know, 10-year rebuilds very time consuming. So if you guys don't want to see them, I'm not going to continue to do them. So make sure you drop that like. But other than that, let's take a look at the roster. We know what we're working with. We do have Stephen Curry probably for these first 3 to 4 seasons. Depending on how long Steph decides to play. If he retires once, depending on where the roster is, I might just let him retire. We also might override it and have him play one more year or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. But of course, Draymond, Kuminga, Chris Paul, Klay Thompson, Darius Saric. Of course, his first season, not going to be able to do anything. Wiggins has had some personal reasons or personal problems off the court. I'm not really sure. Obviously, I don't think most of us know what's going on, but hopefully he's okay. And then Podziemski has been an amazing rookie for them this year. So there is definitely some exciting young pieces to be happy about, like Kuminga, Podziemski, and then Trayce Jackson-Davis as well, not to mention, forgot about him. So we do have a little bit of a future after the dynasty, but Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, Chris Paul will be our rotation for the rest of the season. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I might fix this. Let's fix this away. Steph, Klay, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, Paul, Sarge, Looney, Trayce Jackson-Davis, and then we definitely got to get Podziemski some minutes. No way we're not getting him some minutes. So we'll make sure he gets some minutes. Other than that, guys, I will see you at the end of the season, where obviously this will be the first year and we continue to build from here. Today's video is brought to you by DGF's Optimizer and their correlation tool. Basically, what this tool does, it compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. If you're someone who's playing on Underdog, Prize Picks, or any other DFS app, this is a really good tool to have. It compares discrepancies and also shows you juice on a bunch of lines. For example, on this hockey play, Brady Tkachuk, or however you say his last name, which my name is Brady, by the way, so he must be a baller. But over 4 shots on goal, every single book, 3.5. But there's so much juice on the over of 3.5. So of course 4 is what he could easily get for with how much juice is on the over. That was just an example. On this Wendell Carter rebounds example, you got so much juice on the under here, 7.5. Every book is 7.5, but it shows you that every book is favoring the under, like minus 140 odds, minus 140 odds, minus 150 odds. So basically what this tool does, it gives you good plays right in front of you without you having to go do any research whatsoever. If you sign up for this tool, link in the description, 25% off your first month using code Crushables. And obviously I use Prize Picks and Dabble to use this tool. So the way Prize Picks works is you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. It doesn't matter what you pick or what you decide to choose. You can choose from any other sport. You can mix and match sports as well. If you think Kuzma is going over 21.5, click more on the projection. If you think Tobias Harris is going over 20.5, click more on the projection. It's that simple. Another app I absolutely love. Again, use code Crushables to match first deposit, dollar for dollar, up to $100 on Prize Picks. Been using it since 2021. Absolutely love it. Dabble is also another really cool app. This one you can do between 2 to 8 players, 8 players being all the way up to 100x your money, which is pretty insane. But basically what's cool about Dabble is you can actually copy people's entries with a click of a button. So you don't even have to make your own entries if you don't want to. Like literally you could just copy people's entries. You go and scroll through any other sport you want to watch or want to play on, and you can go to activity and see what people are playing, and you could copy it if you really wanted to. Use code CRUSH10 on Dabble. You get $10 just for signing up. But yeah, use code CRUSH10 when you sign up on Dabble. Use Crushables when you sign up on Prize Picks. All links to all this stuff is down in the description below. But let's get back to the rebuild. So here are your end of the season awards. We'll just scroll through these really quickly. I actually have no idea if we made the playoffs or not. We did make the play-ins. We're the 9th seed in the Western Conference, so let's go take a look at the player stats. You had 27 from Steph, 16 for Klay, 15 for Kuminga. Obviously a big decision to be made this offseason is Klay Thompson's impending free agency. We'll see what he's asking for. Chris Paul also going to be a free agent. Of course, in these first few seasons of this rebuild, we should be trying to win a championship, get one more with Stephen Curry, Steve Kerr, maybe keep Klay as well. We should be trying to get at least one more championship if possible. So we'll throw anything we can at the wall. But let's see if we beat the Kings to get into the next round of the play. And we do. And we do beat the Lakers as well. So we are in the playoffs. We will shrink this down to a 9-man rotation. I think that makes sense for the playoffs. We'll do that. And we'll see how this is going to go. All right. Simulating, I guess, current round against the Clippers. We are the 1st seed. And we are going to, if we sweep them, that'd be wild. And we were up 3-0 and blew a 3-4 lead. Yeah, okay. Steve Kerr's time to retire after that. Whatever, it's fine. So we got the Clippers and Timberwolves. Clippers go on to the final. So I guess the team that went on to win the championship, we almost beat them in the first round, which is promising. But here are your retirements. Let's go to the lottery. I don't think this is going to affect us too much. Our pick is going to the Blazers anyway. Mavericks get one via the Houston Rockets. Okay. And they got the Rockets via the Brooklyn Nets. And then again, our pick is going to the Blazers. So let's go to staff signing. And let's see what we got here. So Steve Kerr, we're going to keep, of course. I could fire him, but his ratings are just really good in 2K. I'm just going to leave him. Although, again, if he blew a 3-0 lead, that might be on the grounds of firing someone, not going to lie. But I'll keep him just because of how good his ratings are in 2K. But I'm going to fill out this coaching staff. That'll be the first step. And then, honestly, after that, I think the next step is probably trading Chris Paul's contract for either depth or like another piece of the puzzle, because we are going to try to contend. We're not going to give up on that fact. We have Stephen Curry. He's still very, very good. We got to keep going until he's ready to hang it up. Chris Paul, we could try to trade right now. I'm going to try to keep, like, I'll put Moses Moody in the trade. I feel like that's someone that we can maybe move because he has 1 year left in his rookie contract. But we'll see what that can fetch me. So Bogdan Capella would give us some nice depth. So I'm looking for depth in this trade, I think. If we get like another star caliber player offered to us, maybe I take that instead. Rozier and Jaime Jaquez, Anthony Black. Again, we're looking for some win now help. We might have to look at this after the draft because I didn't really see anything that I liked there at all. But let's see. Do we have any picks whatsoever? I'm pretty sure we have a second round pick and we have a late second round pick via the Cavaliers. So let's go see what this ends up being. And I believe the Warriors are supposed to have the Pacers second round pick as well, but I don't see it unless if it was the Cavs pick they got in that trade, which it maybe it was. Here in the second round, I'm just going to the assistant GM. I don't know what I'm doing here. So we're going to go ahead and just, I mean, he's a 66 overall, 2-way contract. Gonna not even worry about that. Player options. Lester is going to decline. We're going to decline. And then Gary Payton accepts, which is another contract we can throw in a trade. And then Gruba, extend qualifying offer. And I guess we could, get on Klay Thompson's free agency really quickly. Asking for 18 million. LeBron's not going to be possible. That would have been fun. But asking for 18 million is not bad. Stephen Curry has 2 years left of his contract. So I think having like Klay signed for as many years as Stephen Curry has left in his contract makes a ton of sense. So we're going to go ahead and give him a 2-year deal to keep him around. So we'll go ahead and sign Klay, keep that dynasty together, and then we can go try to make this trade, like I said. So we'd really look at this rotation. Chris Paul will be moved, so maybe we'll need a backup point guard, although we can move like Podziemski around. We'll see. We pretty much could just use anything other than a center. I guess Draymond's not really a center, but he's playing center for now. But maybe a starting center wouldn't be terrible to get. So if we move Draymond back to the 4, we could probably do that. And then Kuminga, Draymond's our 4. So yeah, maybe a starting 5 wouldn't hurt getting back in a trade. So, Capella being offered to me wasn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, let's try this again. I'm going to see if I can get something good for like Chris Paul, maybe Gary Payton, and Moses Moody. See if that gets me anything. So I am going to go ahead and try to talk to the Atlanta Hawks. They're a team to me this offseason that feels like they might be on the cusp of blowing some things up. So here's the offer that I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get Capella and DeAndre Hunter from the Hawks. Basically, we're looking for depth here. We get a 3-and-D wing, potentially starting off the bench or whatever it may be. Capella is another piece that will start at the center immediately. But basically, why the Hawks would do this is they get off Hunter's contract. They get Moses Moody, who could be a piece for them going forward. Chris Paul, probably not a long-term piece for them, obviously. But if I can get like another piece out of them, I would be fine with that. But I'm also cool with just taking this and running with it. So Chris Paul, Payton, and Moses Moody for Capella and DeAndre Hunter. Sounds like a good deal to me. We are going to grab some depth there with DeAndre Hunter coming over. Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga. Now we have Capella, who is our new starting 5, which is really nice. So I actually like that a lot. And then we can kind of worry about maybe a backup guard. So nothing too spectacular, but I think Hunter is a really solid piece, and Capella can help out a ton as well. So as far as what else we can get in free agency, like Dinwiddie is here, Josh Richardson, also somebody that I like. I know he went under, season-ending surgery yesterday, I believe. But I think I'm going to go ahead and sign him. And get Josh Richardson. That'll be like our last signing in free agency. So does this like move the needle like crazy? Not really, but I don't know. The Warriors to me never feel like a team that are that aggressive anyway, as far as like making like a big trade. So I'm not too upset with what we were able to accomplish. I think Capella is a very underrated piece in 2K. Very, very good. Rebounding, of course, is one of the most important stats in 2K for whatever reason. Rebounding is important, don't get me wrong, but rebounding, makes your team that much better. Podziemski going up is really promising to see as well. Maybe Podziemski is our starting point guard of the future. We'll see if that could be the case or not. But let's get straight into next season. I'm very excited about what this could be next year because, again, we're not done with Steph until he's retiring. So like if there is a move to be made at the deadline to like further upgrade this team, I'm not going to not do it. Power does land is 14th. So 4-star or 3.5 perimeter centric. Be a 4-star 7 seconds. I think we go ahead and do that. I think we move it to 7 seconds. We have 2 starting players now from that trade, which is nice. So I think that definitely helps out a ton. So here is what it is looking like. And then of course, the Wiggins contract as well that we can use. So Wiggins contract might be an asset at the deadline that we could use. So Steph, Podziemski, DeAndre Hunter, Kuminga, Capella, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney, Trayce Jackson-Davis, and Klay Thompson. Andrew Wiggins completely out of the rotation sounds insane. I don't think I can say here and confident be like, okay, Wiggins, you're out of the rotation. Podziemski starting, which, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I'm actually okay with that. So yeah, I'm actually cool with this rotation. So I more than likely will see you guys at the deadline with a Wiggins trade. He's at the bottom of the rotations, making a bunch of money. I think it makes a lot of sense to maybe move him if possible. But if the team is really good, then maybe we won't do anything. We'll just kind of feel it out. So this season, we got a 50-win season under our belts, which is really, really nice to see. Decided, ooh, the Cavs are damn good, 70-12. Steph makes All-NBA first team, still at 37 years old. Love to see that. Here's your All-NBA teams, All-Defensive first team, All-Defensive second team. We end up as the 4th seed in the Western Conference, so we are on the Thunder side of the bracket, which, of course, is always intimidating. But, yeah, 34 from Stephen Curry, 18 for Kuminga, 14 for DeAndre Hunter, 10 for Capella, and then 10 for Podziemski with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Klay with 9, 8 from Draymond Green, 8 and 5. Klay, I'm just going to say right now, Capella averaging more points than Klay Thompson is actually insane. That's really wild. But we are going to shrink this down to a 9-man rotation once again. It is the playoffs, so we'll do that. So 9-man rotation. Here are the playoffs. We get the Timberwolves in round 1. I will tell you that I could have traded for Rudy Gobert this offseason, but Draymond and Gobert as teammates would have been hilarious. But I guess crazier things have happened. Dame and Beverly are teammates now. Russ and Beverly were teammates for a second. So somebody current round against the Timberwolves. Hopefully don't get bounced in round 1, and it's not looking good for us. We're going to have to win 2 straight. All right, so it says give more minutes to Klay. So Klay is going to come back and start. All right, Klay Thompson, prove to me that you're still that Klay Thompson we all used to love and know. Let's see if we can win this one. And, ooh, this is going to be a close one. We are going to barely lose. We lose by 1 point. So, once again, bounce in round 1. Not great, not great. Thunder, Denver, you're going to have the Nuggets going to the finals, and they win another championship. They beat the 70-12 Cavaliers. All right. Mike Conley retires. Klay Thompson wants to hang it up. Do I let him? I think I do. I think we let Klay retire. That's fine. Klay wants to retire Warrior. We'll go ahead and leave him, you know, to retire. So let's go to the lottery and let's figure out what we're going to do now. So we got the Rockets via Washington, and then obviously our pick isn't going to be here. Thunder via the Clippers, pretty wild. Lakers get 2. Damn, Lakers are terrible. Man, can I get AD? Can I get Anthony Davis? Like, is that possible this offseason? I doubt it, but you know, a man could try because again, we got 1 to 2 more years of Steph. Like, we don't want to waste it if we don't have to. So the Lakers have to be like really bad, and they might be willing to, you know, trade. They might be willing to trade AD for all we know. Let's go see what they're feeling right now. So they are selling. Everyone's available. I doubt I can pull off a trade for Anthony Davis, but a man could try. So I'm going to see what I can do here. So I'll have Hunter's contract, Wiggins contract that entices you at all. We have an unprotected 2026 and unprotected 2028. I have Trayce Jackson-Davis as well under contract. Would they be willing to do this? Nope. Gonna keep trying just in case. And then we have Richardson, Steph. Obviously I'm not moving in this trade. I'll throw Richardson in the trade, see if that moves anything for them. It does not. Kind of figured. So it was worth a shot. No AD. We're not gonna get him though. Is there anybody else, you know, willing or out there that we could go get that might make sense? Or obviously AD would have been like the, you know, target of the century to go get, but I don't think we're gonna be able to get much of anything else. So let's just draft with 26. Of course, this team is going to be young eventually anyway, so we can get like a good player this late in the draft. That'd be solid. So I'm going to just take the top guy in Nikola out of Serbia. 74 overall. We'll spend some time in the G League. Guy Santos, I'll accept. Podziemski, of course, we're accepting. Kuminga, Garuba. Kind of figured this offseason would be, you know, somewhat expensive. We're going to have to re-sign Kuminga and Capella, which I plan on doing. And then I think we can move on from Kevon Looney. So I'm going to re-sign Kuminga. Of course, him on this cheap of a contract, though, going forward is actually going to be really solid if he signs that. So we're going to try to get him. Then Capella, same thing. I don't know if I want to sign him like that long term, but we'll give him like a 2-year for now. Let's see if he's willing to sign that. So Kuminga and Capella, sign those guys to a 2-year deal. We'll take that. Looney, I feel like your services could be used somewhere else. I'm going to move on from you. Caruso would be a great get, but I know he's going to regress. So Steph Richardson, we're going to move Richardson to the 2. So he'll be our backup shooting guard. So he'll go up as well doing that. So we'll have Josh Richardson, Podziemski, DeAndre Hunter, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond Green, Capella, and Trace Jackson Davis. So obviously Draymond's going to regress. Wiggins is on the last year of his deal. I think we have to use Wiggins' contract to do something this offseason. I think we do. So that's where I'm going to go with this. Let's see what we can get with Wiggins. I don't know if we'll get much, but, you know, a man can try. I'm going to attempt to pull off this trade with the Sacramento Kings. I don't know if they're going to accept this, but we could bring Harrison Barnes back to the Warriors, which would be fun. He's an expiring contract as well. Wiggins is a player option next year, so we can actually decline it, or so we don't have to, you know, worry about him accepting it. Buddy Hield does have he has another year on his contract, but if we can pull this off, they want a 2020 protected. I don't know if I can give up an unprotected to make this trade happen. That just sounds kind of crazy. They once again want a top 3 protected. I will throw some seconds at you, but I'm not throwing a first round pick in this trade. I refuse. So this may not go through, which kind of sucks. But I mean, I don't know how much Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes are going to help us anyway. Maybe we're just better off keeping Wiggins. Although I will tell you, if I was getting Kevin Huerter instead of like Barnes, I might be wanting to throw a first in here. But then again, I don't know. I might still not be willing to do that. Let's try 3 seconds for Kevin Huerter and Buddy Hield. What do you say? I still want that first round pick. We're keeping Wiggins, I guess. There wasn't really a good trade outside of that I liked. So we're going to keep Wiggins for another year. Thought I was going to be able to move him, but I guess not. So Draymond Green's regressing. Kind of figured Kuminga, Capella, Podziemski. And then you got like, you know, Trace Jackson Davis up, which is great. Which is why he'll be the backup 5 next year and why we let Looney walk. But yeah, we haven't been able to like do anything too crazy. Klay Thompson retiring. I don't know if that's going to open up an opportunity for Kuminga or more scoring opportunity. He only averaged 9 points per game last year, though. So I don't know if that really does much. We'll just kind of see what happens, and we'll look at this rotation together. And I might even adjust some shot tendencies because as much as Steph was like phenomenal last year, I don't want him to have to feel like he's, you know, has to score 32 points per game at this age. So let's see what this rotation is looking like. We ran a 9-man rotation. We have Steph, Podziemski, Hunter, Kuminga, Capella, Draymond Green, Trace Jackson Davis, Garuba, Wiggins. I am going to put Josh Richardson over Garuba at this point. And then we are going to put Mr. Nikola in the G. And then last but not least, shot tendencies. So Steph's is a 95. Kuminga, I want to take a huge jump if possible. I really would like him to take a huge jump this year. That would be like that would be the reason why this team gets better, is if Kuminga takes like that leap. And then as far as a third scorer, I guess we'll just leave it at Kuminga and Curry. Well, somebody this year. Hopefully this is a good season. We don't have much time left with Steph, so hopefully we can have a good season with him. One more good season. So another solid regular season with Steph and Curry making an All-NBA team. My dream scenario would be here to get Steph a championship and he retires right here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I think Kuminga's shot tendency boosting up helped out a ton. Took some pressure off Steph and Curry a little bit. Hunter with 14, 12.5 from Podziemski. 10 and 10 from Capella, 8 from Wiggins, 7 from Trace Jackson Davis, 7 from Draymond, and then 4 from Garuba, I guess, who played as well. We get the Clippers in round 1. Of course, we went up 3-0 on them in the very first season and blew the lead. So let's see if we can return the favor this time and beat them. And we are going to get out of the first round for the first time in this video. Awesome. All right, so now we get Sacramento as Fox, Malik Monk, Zachary Satcher, Keegan Murray, Sabonis, Davion Mitchell, Buddy Hield, and Kevin Huerter. The Mike Kerr round against them, and we are going to go down 3-2, man. I really wanted to beat the Kings here. I really did. So I want to give more minutes to Steph, whatever it takes. We need to get into the conference finals at the very, very least. I think the Kings are a team I thought we should be able to beat, but right now anything is on the table, and it looks like it's going to be a close one. We are going to force a Game 7 back to the Golden State, to San Fran. So let's see if we can come out here and win Game 7, get to the conference finals. That is my dream scenario right now, and it looks like we might make it there. We are going to be in the conference finals. Steph with back-to-back 40-point games. But, of course, we run into the Oklahoma City Thunder. Of course, the Thunder, as we all love and know, they got Hardenstein, Cooper Flag. Yeah, there's probably no way we're beating this team. We got Giddy, OG on here. We're probably going to lose in 4, honestly. The Thunder are, like, one of the most, toughest teams to beat. And we're down 3-1. Yeah, I kind of figured they were going to sweep us, but I guess we got 1 game on them. Maybe we can come back from a 3-0 deficit. That'd be pretty insane. We might be able to win another one here. The Thunder are going to take the lead. Are they going to allow us to get the lead back from them? Nope, we're going to lose. The Thunder, just too good, man. At least we got Steph to the conference finals. He might retire on that note. If not, LeBron James goes on to win his championship with the Pistons. Stephen Curry is not ready to hang it up. He's going to go a couple more years, or we could allow him to go a couple more seasons. So we do have a couple more years with Stephen Curry. Got really, really close, which is pretty awesome. The Thunder, of course, are probably never going away, which really sucks. But yeah, LeBron James going to Detroit is pretty funny to end his career. Lakers are once again in the lottery. I mean, I don't know if they've changed their mind about, Anthony Davis, but since Stephen Curry is not done, I'm still willing to go get AD if that means we can get, Stephen Curry a championship. So let's go to draft night and let's go talk to the Lakers again and see if they are, coming down on their asking price of Anthony Davis. That is kind of the kind of teammate that I would love to pair, or not, or yeah, he's got 2 years. You got 3 years left in his deal. Obviously, this means we have to resign Stephen Curry, but I'm willing to throw Capella in this trade. Nikola could be in this trade. Who doesn't have a ton of value. DeAndre Hunter, first round pick, this first round pick, and then another first round pick. This, would be an amazing get. They say no still, so they're going to still say no. Kuminga, I'm not throwing in here. I'm going to try to kick Kuminga out of this trade. I'll throw one more first round pick in here. And if they say no, we just don't do it. So AD still not going to be able to get gettable. Okay, so you're able to get someone pretty solid in last year's draft, pretty late in the draft. So let's see if we can do the same thing. We're at the point where I know little to nothing about these guys. So good luck to me here. We have a 23-year-old. We have Noah. Starter, bench. I don't think we're getting anybody too good. Starter, bench. Damian Collins. I don't know if I've heard of any of these guys, to be completely transparent with you. I guess we I don't know, man. I have no idea. Let's just go. I'm just gonna let 2K decide. I have no clue who to take. So 2K, do my work for me, please. We get a 71. So I guess that was kind of who I was looking at. We'll sign him. Draymond accepts. Wiggins accepts. Podziemski, Trace Jackson Davis, we're accepting. All right, Stephen Curry, of course, a free agent. I definitely think I want to give him, a 1-year deal to send him off. Nice. So Steph, he's gonna come back to Golden State. Decided not to retire, which is awesome. So we get him for another year. Garuba's a free agent. Probably not going to worry about him too much. TJ Warren, Dorian Finney-Smith. Loco is out here. Let's see what we got. So, Steph, Podziemski, Wiggins, DeAndre Hunter, Draymond Green. Yeah, I still think Wiggins is kind of where I'm always, been looking at, if I can move him for something, that's what I've wanted to do. Just hasn't, the opportunity hasn't been there. Getting Dario Saric and Grant Williams at this point would not be too bad for Wiggins. So, I definitely think if I can keep the first round pick out of this trade, I'd be willing to do it. They want 2 firsts now. Yeah, I'm willing to do this trade if I get, obviously this first round pick not in the trade. So 3 seconds. I guess I'd be willing to throw. I guess I can't throw him in here. Maybe if I just get Grant Williams. Just kidding, I can't. I gotta trade a first to get rid of him. I just can't do it, man. We're gonna need our picks in the future. It just doesn't make sense to trade a first round pick. So I guess at this point we're just gonna sign someone in free agency. So let's see. We need a backup guard. See what that could be. Sam Merrill, or Landry Shamet, Cameron Reddish. We got Scottie Pippen Jr. at 25. Dinwiddie, Dennis Smith, Gabe Vincent, Bogdan. I'm gonna sign Mr. Cameron Reddish. Why not? Give him a 2-year deal. So Reddish come to the Warriors, and not sexy by any means. We got to the conference finals last year. I think this time around with Wiggins' contract, we might be more aggressive at the deadline. Draymond Green regressed even more. Of course, we want to be tempered with what we do. We're not going to have Steph next year. We might be a lottery team without him. So we don't want to trade like all of our first round picks. Like, if we get Anthony Davis, that's awesome. But like, we can't trade a first round pick for like Grant Williams and Dario Saric. We can't do it. We need our picks in the future. Which also you could argue is wasting Steph's time at the same time. I totally get that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to, I guess I got to, all right. I'm going to load this draft class. I might see you guys at the deadline. Hopefully I do, because we need to do something. As promised, we are stopped at the NBA trade deadline. I'm looking to make a move here, but the way I want to do this move is I want to thread the needle with, obviously Steph is going to be gone after this season more than likely, but we do have Kuminga, who's 24 years old and is a star at this point already. So if we make a trade correctly, we could bring someone in that's going to be good for Steph now and also good going forward. So the team I was kind of looking at that kind of fit that mold, if I can remember. So I kind of looked at Lauri Markkanen on the Jazz, but 29, and he doesn't exactly fit the timeline of course, Lauri Markkanen. But another one was Keegan Murray, and another interesting one that I found, of course, as well, if I remember correctly, was Zion Williamson on the Pelicans. So I think I'm leaning towards either Zion or Keegan Murray. Of course, Zion's going to be really hard to pull off, but Keegan Murray, 26 years old, would help Steph right now. And also, going forward, he would fit the timeline next to Kuminga. And the same thing with Zion. I guess we shoot for the moon first with Zion and see if we can get him on the team. This would obviously be the ultimate needle mover. He's got 2 years left in his deal, 26 years old, 23 points per game. So if we can get Zion on this team, of course, I'm all here, or I'm all for it, but it's not going to be the easiest thing to pull off. So, of course, we're going to have to probably include, like, Nikola. How far off are we going to be able to do this? We need, like, 5 more million in this trade. That's probably going to have to be Reddish's contract, which I think this is going to be really hard to pull off. I don't see this happening. Nickel Alexander-Walker. I guess I can throw as many first-round picks at them as possible, but I don't think we have enough value in this trade. Yeah, this ain't going to happen. That's not happening. Okay, Keegan Murray, I think, is the most realistic option. He has 3 years left in his deal, 4 years left in his deal. He's not, like, obviously a bona fide star, but, you know, role player numbers, above average role player, really elite role player, really. But yeah, I think we're going to try for Keegan Murray. We're removing Reddish's contract. I think 2 first-round picks for Keegan Murray is definitely fine. I don't know if they're willing to accept this. Of course, we are sacrificing draft capital by doing this trade, but I think Keegan Murray is worth it, and we do get Keegan Murray for 2 unprotected first-round picks. So I think that's exactly the kind of trade that we needed. So do I move Kumenga to the 3, or do I move Keegan Murray to the 3? I think we move Kumenga to the 3. I think Kumenga would, and of course he's smaller as well, so I think it makes sense there to do that. So Kumenga is going to play the 3. So now your new rotation with Wiggins gone is Steph, Podziemski, Kumenga, Keegan Murray, Capella, DeAndre Hunter, Trace Jackson Davis, Nikola, and Draymond Green. So this is the ultimate needle thread mover with Keegan Murray. He's going to fit this timeline after Steph is gone. So we are by no means going to be a tanking team after, you know, Steph retires. But let's go ahead with the rest of the season with Keegan Murray here, and hopefully this leads Steph to a championship. One last one before he, obviously is to retire, I assume, this offseason. Steph winning clutch player of the year, and his potential last season is awesome. 35 points per game. The man is still just him. He's just a stud. We are the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. Taking a look at the final player stats here. You had 35 from Steph, 22 for Kumenga, 16 for Keegan Murray, 13 from Podziemski, 12 from Hunter, and an 8 and 10 from Capella. So we get the Rockets in round 1. Amon Thompson, Sarr, Brooks, Jabari, Şengün, Tari Eason, and Cameron Whitmore. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm trying to send Stephen Curry off right. So let's see if we can get out of round 1. We are at least going to get out of round 1. I was kind of afraid about blowing a 3-0 lead there. Yo, Portland, please, for the life of me, beat the Thunder. They don't do it, man. Damn. Okay, we have the Denver Nuggets in round 2. They have Jack. They have Dyson Daniels, Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Julian Strawther, Christian Brown. Somebody come around against Denver, and we are going to be in an even series with them. So let's go ahead and they want to give more minutes to Steph. That's totally fine with me. We want to get out of round 2 here as well. Get to the conference finals for another season. So right now we had the lead, but they take it. Oh, back and forth game so far. Obviously, winning game 5 is very, very important, and we do that. That's awesome. We win game 6. No, game 7. Thunder are awaiting us if we get past the Nuggets here. So we just won at home in the last game 5. Can we do that here in game 7? We have the lead right now. If we can run away with it, that'd be beautiful. And it looks like we are going to win game 7. So 43 from Steph once again. Well, once again, it is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Cooper Flag is up to an 86 overall now. Yeah, this is going to be rough. All right. Let's throw all things at the wall. 8-man rotation. That moves Draymond Green on the rotation. Here we go. Somebody current round against the Thunder. And we are going to be in an even series with them. So we're not getting bounced, like, easily yet. So they want to start Trace Jackson Davis. We'll see how this goes. As long as Capella's getting minutes, that's all that really matters. All right, so can we win this game 5? That'd be so freaking clutch if we win this game 5, but the Thunder are not going to allow it. We have to win a game 6, giving less minutes to Trace Jackson Davis. Capella's going to start again. We have to win this game 6 to force a game 7. Back to Oklahoma City. We're trying to send Steph off right. The Thunder are probably not going to allow it to happen, though. We're right on their cusp, right on their tails, but the Thunder are just too good, man. Man, 2 conference finals in a row, but we are going to ultimately lose to the Thunder. I keep clicking, sorry. Whatever. Thunder, man. They're just too damn good. Somebody current round. Thunder going to the championship. Steph going to retire. I think I let him retire, man. Unfortunately, could not get him another ring, man. The Thunder are the problem. I think if we got to the finals, past the Thunder, I think we get it. But fortunately, Steph is gone. It's time for a new era. Jazz get number 1 overall from the Gobert trade. Our pick is going to the Kings. So this offseason, it's not going to cost us that much. But again, we're going to remain a competitive roster. The question is, do I move on from Steve Kerr, or do I get somebody, do I keep Steve Kerr, or do I go somewhere else? Steve Kerr's ratings, though, are undefeated in 2K. So, like, I think if I can keep him, I think I got to, right? Like, I could see a world where Steve Kerr's not the head coach of the Warriors when Steph is gone. But, like, I think in 2K, we have to keep him. I mean, he's just, like, his ratings are just up there. I don't think, it's not very often I get Steve Kerr to be my head coach. So, I think we got to keep him. Draft night, we don't have a pick, so we can go past the draft. So, what are we going to do with Stephen Curry gone is the question. Is Draymond Green still here as well, or did he go to free agency? I don't think I'm re-signing Draymond if he's in free agency, by the way. If I do, it'll be a cheap contract, because I'm not giving him like 20 million or something. So let's see. Draymond Green is here. He wants 8 million. That's not terrible. Okay, so we do have Podziemski as a free agent. I can imagine we have cap space. We do. Okay, so we can actually move to a new era. But I imagine the roster is like barely filled out, which is why we have so much cap space. So we have a center. Capella is gone as well. We have Keegan Murray, we have Kuminga, we have Nikola. So we do have, you know, a little bit of pieces. We're going to resign Podziemski to be one of the starting guards. So, I mean, like, Wembanyama restricted, obviously. Giannis, 32 years old. Doesn't make a ton of sense for us to sign him. Like, Walker Kessler, if he was asked for a little bit less, I'd be down. I think we got to make sure we keep Podziemski first. Let's make sure we take care of that. So let's get that out of the way. If I can get him for as cheap as possible, you guys know that is where I'd want to go with this. Let's see if he's willing to sign that. He says no. Okay. Let's try again. 5 years flat rate will come down to 20. Let's do 20 million flat. Let's do that. So he's going to sign that. And we're going to have him locked up, and then we can look at our options after that. So now that that's taken care of, Capella also a free agent. I think I'm ready to move on from him as well. We're going to a different era. So Ahmed Thompson is unrestricted. We have like 50, or that's a sorry. All right. So best player, Brandon Miller, unrestricted for whatever reason. Scoot Henderson, restricted. RJ Barrett, unrestricted. Jeremy Sohan, Keontae George, OG Nobi, Cameron Whitmore. Clearly, we don't need a small forward, but Brandon Miller is clearly the best player here. I mean, Podziemski can move to the 2. I mean, if I can get Brandon Miller, like, I got to do it, right? Like, that gives us another really tall wing that can shoot. This would be a new era of Warriors basketball, just a bunch of wings that can face the floor. And yeah, I think we got to do it. I really do. I mean, as far as the other options, like, yeah, there's some cool options, but not very often do I get to just go out there and sign Brandon Miller. And we're going to have some cap space still after that. So if he signs this, we're getting Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller is coming to the Warriors, which is awesome. I don't know why he's obviously out here, but he is. So Brandon Miller signs with the Warriors. So what we're going to do now is Podziemski, hopefully you go up at point guard, you go down, which sucks. All right, so who's moving to the 2? I know Kuminga went up like crazy. Brandon Miller, he goes down 1. I think that's fine. So we can roll with that. So now we have Podziemski, Brandon Miller, Kuminga, Keegan Murray, and Trace Jackson Davis. I think we probably focus our attention on another big because, you know, center could be very important. Isaiah Jackson, Day'Ron Sharpe. So that is quite a bit of money to give Day'Ron Sharpe. Naz Reid is, you know, cool as well. Let's see what other centers are there. So we have Capella, who we could still probably get, but I actually do have money for Capella. Who's the best center here? Giving Day'Ron Sharpe 17 million feels like nasty work, not gonna lie. I think I'd rather just roll with Trace Jackson Davis at that point. So I think I'm just gonna use this money to fill out the rest of the bench. So Trace Jackson Davis is gonna be the starting 5 for now anyway. Shooting point guard, I think we get another point guard. So we're not gonna go crazy here. I'm not trying to like send anybody insane. We can get like Miles McBride or Monte Morris or Pelpit, whoever that is, Sharif Cooper. Kyra Lewis. So like we can get one of these guys for a little cheap. So I'm gonna go with Sharif Cooper to be our backup point guard, and then backup 5 still need that as well. So Marvin Bagley or Nick Richards, like one of those guys would do just fine. So I'm gonna sign Nick Richards. It'll be Nick Richards, and then I assume Sharif Cooper will sign that contract. He does. So you get those 2 guys as bench pieces. We have money to sign one more player. We could bring DeAndre Hunter back. We can bring Lou Dort in. We have money to do whatever we want. So Brandon Podziemski, Sharif Cooper. Right is just fine for now. And then I guess if we needed anything and be a backup power forward, we bring Vanderbilt in, Jabari Walker, Nikola Jovic, or Grant Williams, or even Baldwin, who was actually here once upon a time. You know what? Let's go get Baldwin. Let's bring him back to the Warriors. So we'll sign Baldwin, and that will be our offseason. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting roster. Of course, we re-sign DeAndre Hunter as well, but I'm cool just letting him go. I'm not worried about re-signing him. So let's go to player progression. So Brandon Miller down because we moved him, obviously. Kuminga is up. Nick Richards is down, but we have a little bit of an interesting rotation now. So it is led by 3 wings: Keegan Murray, Brandon Miller, Podziemski still here, of course, as well. I don't know if Brandon Miller, Keegan Murray or Kuminga strike me as like number 1 options one day on a championship team, but that's not a bad start. I'll take it. And if we have to move one of them, obviously I would do it. And it's not crazy to think years down the line that the roster building is going to shift towards as many tall players as possible, like a 6'8" shooting guard or whatever it may be. Like, I definitely think that's in the cards for the future. But we're about to be in the year of 2028, so let's see what this is about to look like. So here's your rotation. 2K doesn't feel like they're very fond of it, which is interesting. We'll see how this goes. We're gonna go 9 rotation, of course. To be Podziemski, Brandon Miller, Kuminga, Keegan Murray, Trace Jackson Davis, Nick Richards, Nikola, Baldwin, and Sharif Cooper. Honestly, to me, it's a pretty solid rotation. Let's look at shot tendencies, of course, as well. Kuminga's is a 89. I do want Brandon Miller's very high as well. I mean, we might as well have him take a bunch of him and Kuminga. I want leading the charge, absolutely. So let's go ahead. So like this season, first year without Stephen Curry. Are we a playoff team or are we not a playoff team? Let's see what 2K thinks. So first season without Stephen Curry, drum roll please. We were, I mean, we're not gonna have any All-NBA representatives, but we were pretty damn good still. Third seed in the Western Conference. Here are your player stats. You had 26 from Brandon Miller, 23 from Kuminga, 19 from Keegan Murray, 15 from Podziemski, 13 from Patrick Baldwin, which was a nice get in free agency since he's coming out here and averaging that. 7 and 7 from Trace Jackson Davis, 7 from Sharif Cooper, 7 from Richards, and then 6 from Nikola. So, getting Denver in round 1, they have Jack, they have Dyson Daniels, Christian Brown. We were able to beat this team last year. That's when we had Steph. So, it's a new team. We'll see how this goes. Somebody current round against Denver. We are going to beat them in 5. So, we move on, and now we get the San Antonio Spurs, who, of course, have Victor Wembanyama. They also have Collier paired with them and Jamal Murray. So, a pretty solid Spurs team. Obviously, if we could win a championship the year after Stephen Curry retires, I would take it. But the Spurs are going to be a tough matchup. We do beat them. And again, who do we run into? The Oklahoma City Thunder, who have Cooper Flag up to a 90 now. They have Hartenstein. I mean, they're just a good team, as good as it gets. So we weren't able to beat them with Steph. If that changes here, that kind of sucks. But let's see. 3-2. Once again, the Thunder probably going to have our number unless if we force a game 7 back to Oklahoma City. This would be the closest we'd be to getting them if we're able to force a game 7. It looks good right now unless we blow it at the end, which we did. Nice. 139 and 137. This video so far is just how many times can I lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they go on to win a championship. So just an absolute dynasty. I got to take them down at least one time, right? Like that's where we're at right now. Let's go to the lottery. And let's see what happens here. So we Lakers get 1 again. Our pick, I believe we have this year, we do at 26. So of course, with this draft pick, we were able to get Nikola once upon a time, who is a rotational piece. We keep drafting at 26, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, so we were able to get a rotational piece with 26 earlier in the video. Maybe we could do the same thing here. I don't know if Noah, I forgot to send him to the G League, but he's not a rotational piece anyway. And then let's go to Guard Guru, and then I will continue to figure out what we're going to do this offseason. Not really sure. I mean, at this point, there's not like a huge rush, but at the same time, I'm sick of losing to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's go to draft night. Let's see what we can get at pick 26. I think if there's one position that could use a massive upgrade, it is the center. I think we get an elite center that can match up next to Chet. That would give us a good chance. This draft class looks terrible, bro. I'm letting 2K decide who they want this late. So we got Fred Nichols. Yeah, not even going to waste a roster spot on that. Nikola and Noah, we'll bring them back. Qualifying offer, Joe's Wisecamp's free agent. And then we have money for like Fred VanVleet. I have money for Zach Collins, for Zach Edey, which is fun. Florin as well. But I'm not looking for, I'm looking for like a really good starting center, which I don't know if I'll be able to get that without trading. I'm going to try to keep Trace Jackson Davis if I can. But yeah, I think that's where I want to go with this. Is if we can get like an elite center that would match up next to Chet, that's kind of where I want, where I want to go with this next. Get this traded with the Jazz. I would be giving up quite a bit of depth, but I think it would be necessary, man. I definitely think we go for this. We try to get Walker Kessler here. We're going to give them another first-round pick as well for their services. We're going to get Walker Kessler. I think Walker Kessler is exactly who we kind of needed to, give this roster a little bit of a boost. So now we have an 87 Walker Kessler at that starting center spot with Trace Jackson Davis, Keegan Murray, Kuminga, Nikola, and then we got to worry about obviously filling out the rest of the bench. So we have money to do it, which is nice. So, or at least an MLE to do it. We only need, we got to get like one player. That gives us an 8-man rotation. Obviously, ideally like a 9-man rotation. I'll let 2K fill out the rest of the roster. We need a backup guard. Looks like if anything else, we need a backup guard. So Bruce Brown, Kennedy Chandler, 25 years old. Chris Dunn, Blake Wesley, Isaiah Washington, Miles McBride, Kyle Lewis, and then Bronny James is all the way down here. Proctor as well. So there's actually some decent options. I think if I can get like Proctor or, Blake Wesley sounds like a decent option as well. So I'm going to sign Blake Wesley. I won't have to worry about a restricted, offer sheet being matched either. So we're going to get Blake Wesley. That's a good start. Poole, we could bring him back to the Warriors. Probably won't do that. Wendell Moore might be a decent option as well. Still 26 years old. So we're going to sign Wendell Moore to be our backup 2 probably. We can bring Cameron Reddish back. I think we do that as well. Just have as much depth as possible. So yeah, I think that's what we do. Walker Kessler is our big get this offseason, which is to ultimately hopefully take down the Oklahoma City Thunder. That is why we made the trade, to get another big. Trace Jackson Davis remains, which I wanted to keep him. But I'm very happy with the Walker Kessler addition. So I expect another good regular season, but we got to get a championship. We got to beat the Thunder, man. We got to beat the Thunder. We have not been able to do it, and we've gotten there 3 times now. Lost to them 3 times in a row. This year, it's going to change. It's got to change. We're going to make it change, and they're going to eventually lose pieces, I hope. Shea is still winning MVP, and he is still on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I can only hope they at least lost 1 piece. They went 71-11, man. That's the team, man. That's the team we got to try to take down. We have not been able to do it. They're the first seed once again. This time we're going to run into them in round 2 if we get past round 1. So 4th seed in the West, you had 24 from Brandon Miller, 23 from Kuminga, 18 from Chris Murray, Keegan Murray, 15 from Podziemski, 10 and 10 from Walker Kessler. So here we go. Oklahoma City Thunder. Did you lose a piece? No. You still have Josh Giddey, still have Cooper Flagg. They have Ryan Dunn. It looks like they've gotten better, honestly. Man, that's tough. But I mean, Denver, if you could do me a favor, you got Jokic, Zach Satcher, Daniels. Like, you got a pretty good roster. If you could do me a favor and eliminate the Thunder for me, that'd be great. Just saying. We get the Dallas Mavericks. We have Luka, Kyrie, Buzelis, Washington, Derek Lively. Trae Young is in Dallas. Yeah, this is a good team as well. We may not even beat the Mavericks. So what am I worried about the Thunder for? All right. So my current round against the Mavericks, and we are going to be down 3-2. All right. So why are we even worried about the Thunder? We got the damn Mavericks who have Trae Young off the bench, and I did not mean to click Simcast Live. I don't know why anybody even created this. Is there someone who actually uses Simcast Live? Because I never have, and I never will. So let's go back to game 6 and see if we can even it up. If we're not, we're going home in round 1, which sucks. After being in the West Conference Finals last year, I want a chance to beat the Thunder. That's why I got Kessler in the first place. But the Mavericks may not give me the opportunity to go do that. And they are going to beat me, 134-142. And the Thunder are going to play the Mavericks, and they're going to beat them in 5. If that was me, I would have beaten them. Dallas, it's your fault. Okay. Another championship. All right. This has got to end eventually. Did I just... Never mind. I'm tripping. I thought I saw someone who retiring there. I was like, why are they retiring? But lottery, Wizards, Pelicans at this point. Kings have our pick, so we're not even worried about the draft this offseason. Steve Kerr. Do I fire Steve Kerr? Like, is it time to let him go? I don't think so. Like I said, I mean, his grades are just too good in 2K to let him go. So I'm going to keep him. And we're going to fill out this coaching staff. I don't know if there'll be too much movement this offseason, to be completely transparent with you. I just am looking and focused to go. I'm just like ready to beat the Thunder, man. Like, I just want another chance. And the Mavericks stopped me from doing that. I don't know how they had exactly what they had. They had Trae Young off the bench. How's that happen? Go to player options. Let's see who's a free agent, who's not. Keegan Murray declines his player option. Qualifying offers, Nikola, Ryan Rollins, free agents. Obviously, I do want Nikola back. He's some depth for us. Luka's a free agent, so hopefully he goes somewhere else. He's going to Orlando. So Kuminga and Keegan Murray are both free agents. I mean, they're the foundation of this roster now. So is Nikola. So I think we got to re-sign all these guys. I'm going to wait till day 12 to re-sign Nikola, though, for as cheap as possible, because he is asking for a pretty good bag. So let's see. What did he do last year anyway? I don't even remember. So what did he average last year? He averaged 9 points per game. Yeah, 20 million is I mean, I wouldn't be impossible, in future role player money. It's probably going to keep going up, as we know. But let's see. And it already has anyway. So I think we have depth other than Nikola. So yeah, I think we're running it back because the Mavericks just had a squad, and we're going to see if, we can beat the Thunder. Like, that's where we're at. So Nikola, I think for 14 million, that's totally fine with me. And then can I get anybody else on this last day? Nikola we're already getting. Santi Aldama, we'll get him as some other depth as well. So Nikola and then Aldama will be our free agency. Nothing crazy. All right. Kuminga is still the same. We have 488 overalls. I mean, did the Thunder lose anybody? Let's see. They did not. They still look really good. So don't know if I'm ever going to beat them, man. I really don't at this point. I might just start auto-generating the draft class now. because we're at the point where it's probably just like impossible to really create a draft class. But Power Rankings gonna last 24th overall. Proficiency's 4-star. Maybe we eventually have to trade one of these 88s to get like a super upgrade. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try one more year with it, and if it doesn't work, we got a few more years to figure out how we're going to eventually take down the Thunder. So new development this year, we actually were able to take the first seed in the West for the first time. Don't know if that means anything, but I will take it. 59-23. Coach Theory goes to Steve Kerr. I can't imagine we have anybody in like all NBA teams. We just don't have that good of a player, but we are the first seed in the West. The Thunder are the third seed, so they are on the other side of the bracket, which is nice. Keep them away from me as long as possible. 27 for Brandon Miller, 23 for Kuminga, 19 for Keegan Murray, 16 for Podziemski, 10 from Nikola, 10 from Kessler, and then 7 for Trace Jackson Davis. Of course, we've built this roster at this point to win a championship. We are going to draw the Pelicans in round 1. And to stop Zion, Ingram, Johnny Furphy, Dennis Evans, Zachary Satcher, Rocco, and then there's got to be like multiple Zachary Satchers right now. I feel like maybe he just keeps signing some places, but I think maybe there's just, I don't know. Maybe Joda has multiple Zachary Satcher. Or no, I guess he was in Denver and then went to New Orleans. So maybe not. Never mind. I guess he's just traveled everywhere. So my current round against the Pelicans. Please don't lose in round 1. And we do beat them in 6. Okay. Thunder beat the Nuggets. We have Portland in round 2. Portland has Scoot, Sharp, Koa Pete, Ron Holland, Aiden, Miles, Simons, Robert Williams, and Saley. They have a good roster as well. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that we lose to the Blazers, but hopefully we don't. And of course, we do. We're going to lose to the Portland Trail Blazers. We're not even going to get a chance to play the Thunder. The Thunder going to win the championship again. That's like, what, 5 years in a row now? If not more than that. Man, second round appearance. I definitely think we got to swing for the fences now. We're not good enough. We're just clearly not good enough. Bucks won. We got to make the big trade. We do. And I got to go for one of them superstar players to, reset this thing. Because at this point, you either need like a stacked roster or, it's just not working out. Whatever we have going right now, it's not working well. So at this point, I'm all in on Anthony Edwards. That is like my favorite target by far, and it's like the only one that I think could help us take the leap. So I'm going for Anthony Edwards, and you can't stop me. So Anthony Edwards absolutely is my target here. We're going to find a way to get him. I don't care what it costs. We got to get an elite player here. And we have a bunch of really good players, but it's just not working so far. So Keegan Murray is the oldest one, so I'm going to try to have him as the centerpiece of this trade. If I have to throw Nicole in this trade, it's going to suck. But at this point, if I get Anthony Edwards, I'm getting Anthony Edwards. So I got to try this. So 32 unprotected, 33 unprotected, and 34 unprotected. Give me Anthony Edwards. They say no to start things off. It hurt to do it, but maybe I guess I can throw Trace Jackson Davis in this trade. It would hurt to do it, like I said. But if I have to throw Nikola and Trace Jackson Davis in this trade, guess I'll do it, but they may say no. So Edwards is probably not going to happen because we don't have a good enough draft pick. But that was by far and away the target like that would have made the most sense to help us. But I guess the Sixers were interesting, but I don't know if they'd give me Tatum, and he's just kind of older now. So yeah, we're at the point where we don't have enough equity to trade for one of those superstar players, and our roster isn't good enough. So we're in a really interesting spot. Boozer's a free agent. Tatum's a free agent. So is Wembanyama. We don't have money to sign Wemby. Not even close. Tatum, not even close. So, I just don't really know where we go from here. We don't have money to sign anybody. So, I am going to try to trade Keegan Murray. Don't know if it's going to do anything for us, but we get Tyron Stokes, Derek White, Mason Fuentes, and Johnny Davis, Jaren Jackson Jr., Vince Williams, DeJounte Murray, Koulibaly, and Bol Bol. Pedro Pasta and Malik Monk, Derek Lively and PJ Washington. Some of these trades are interesting. Jaden Ivey, Chris Washington, and KJ Evans, and then Jaden McDaniels and Davion Mitchell. I just don't know if any of this really does anything for us. Stokes, 22 years old. 85 overall. Derek White as extra depth. I guess we could reset the clock with Tyron Stokes, who might continue to progress. So we're going to do this trade. We'll do this trade with the Celtics, reset things a little bit, and then I'm going to move Derek White if possible as well for another, future piece. With Anthony Melton, first round pick. Maybe we just have to collect a first round pick, or we can get Herb Jones as well, 31 years old. But he might be a piece that, we're trying to win a championship, so I don't know if I can just like collect future assets. So you know what? We're going to go Herb Jones. Herb Jones, wherever we decide to put him, we'll make it work. So now that Keegan Murray's not at our 4 spot, Stokes or Kuminga is going to have to play the 4 probably. And then we're going to sign as many players as we can in free agency. So I'm going to sign Blake Wesley again. We'll sign him. And then we're going to have to just figure out what else we can do. So Blake Wesley, will keep him around. And that might be a little bit all we can do. So Kuminga, move him to the 4. He is going to go down like crazy. I guess we're going to keep him at the 3, and he'll play the 4 at the, playing the 3, or being the 3, playing the 4. So yeah, that is probably what we're going to have to do. So let's go see what player progression is looking like after everything we just did there. Herb Jones, Tyron Stokes. Hopefully Stokes goes up like crazy. Maybe he's the future. I don't know. Let's go see what player progression is for him. Or maybe he has more value than... so he does not move. He's only an 85, which it's unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. $17 million as well. Don't think I'm going to get anything better at this point. So yeah, I guess we're running it back with Stokes. So we just haven't... We've had good regular season success, but the playoff success has not been there for us whatsoever, which has been disappointing, to say the least. We've gotten to the conference finals, but have yet to get to the NBA finals. Power ranking landed 13th. At this point, one championship at the very least in this video is what I'm asking for. Trace Jackson Davis, I want playing the 4. Stokes off the bench. Don't know if I love it, but whatever. I guess we'll roll with it. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go well, I'll move things around. But yeah, right now... we'll see how the season goes. Maybe outside of the deadline, I'll show you if I do. So this year we get the 2nd seed in the West. Of course, we already know who the 1st seed was, that being the Oklahoma City Thunder. Once they got Cooper Flagg, it was basically over for me, I think. But yeah, we'll see if we can get to the conference finals once again. Here are your end of the season stats: 25 from Miller, 22 from Kuminga, 17 from Stokes, 15 from Podziemski, 11 from Kessler, 8 from Nikola, and then 8 from Trace Jackson Davis. So we are going to draw the Nuggets in round 1. They have Ben Simmons, Dyson Daniels, and OG Anunoby. That's a really good defensive line, I'm not going to lie. With Peyton Watson as well around Jokic, this is a pretty solid Denver team. I mean, we'll see if we could beat them and get out of round 1. That'd be awesome, and we are going to sweep them. The Thunder are moving on as well. They got the Houston Rockets round 2. Amin Sarr, Whitmore, Jabari, Şengün, Tari Easton, Casey Wallace, and Bronny James. So, my current round against the Rockets. We are going to beat them in 6. Okay, do I get the Thunder? No, I don't this time. I kind of wanted them low-key. We get the Suns. Okay. This is our chance. They have Nikola. They have Jeremy Sohan, Noah Clowney, Suggs. I don't know how this team beat the Thunder, but it is Booker, so I guess I can't be like too shocked. All right, man. Nut up or shut up. Similarly, current round. Bro, we literally got to the conference finals. Finally don't have to deal with the Thunder, and we're going to lose to the Phoenix freaking Suns. Love it. Absolutely love it. Love 2K. This so far is going absolutely well. All right, here we go. Maybe we come back from 3-1. Maybe we do. Right now, it's not looking good for us, though. We got to get back in this game very quickly. Please get back in the game. We're going to steal it at the end. We are going to force overtime, and we steal one. Okay. Thought we were done for there. Let's fix the rotation once again. Here we go. Game 5, or Game 6, rather, in Phoenix. So if we could beat them here, force a Game 7, we are not done. And we're going to the finals for the first time. And we are going to finally do it. Okay. Just kidding. We're not done. What am I talking about? We're not in the finals yet. All right, so here we go. Game 7 in San Francisco. Win at home. We're in the finals. It's that simple. All you gotta do is win at home. But of course, you're gonna get blown the freak out. Bro, this video has been absolutely frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. 140 to 107. Finally get to the finals. Finally get to the conference finals. Don't have to deal with the Thunder, and we still find a way to lose. All right, fair enough. Kyrie Irving retires. Anthony Davis retiring. End of an era there for those guys. Lakers get number 1 again. Jazz have our pick from the Kessler trade. I mean, I think it's time. Steve Kerr, appreciate your services, but I don't know if it's your fault. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's you, but you got to go. My 2, I'm Steve Clifford, Chauncey, Keefe. What else we got? Chris Paul. Bring Chris Paul to coach the team now. I am going to get Nick Nurse, if I can. Anyway, so give me Nick Nurse. Just kidding. He's going to decline it. Okay, so Nick Nurse was the best option. What else we got? I refuse to sign Chauncey Billups. Steve Kerr's gone, and now I'm left with no good head coaches. Lovely. Kevin Ollie. He's got good ratings. No good badges, but whatever. Kevin Ollie, come be my head coach, I guess. I don't know if that's going to translate well, but whatever. So, we're going to fill out this rest of this coaching staff, and we are going to try again. That's what we're going to keep doing. We have yet to win 1 championship in this video. We've yet to get to the finals once in this video. So, I have been a failure so far in this video for the most part, but we have a couple seasons left to get something done. Kessler declines, qualifying offers, Tyron Stokes are free agents. We have some money to spend again. Obviously, letting those guys walk would be doomsday. Miller's a free agent as well. We do have a lot of money at our disposal. So if we sign Giannis, that's probably like a guaranteed, but he's 36 years old. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. You have Alice Costanada, or however you say it, Costanza, maybe it's how you say it. I don't know. I think we're better off just re-signing everybody that, you know, we have. Kessler, Stokes. I mean, this is going to be a lot of money, but we have a couple years left. Herb Jones, we're going to get him back when we can. So let's see. Herb Jones, sign him back. All right. So yeah, spending a lot of money in free agency, of course. Blake Wesley, give you another contract as well. You've been here, our backup point guard. All right, so conference finals appearance last year. Is there anything more we can do to further, you know, solidify our chances? Is there anybody we should trade here? I think we should trade for a natural power forward, probably. That'd probably be helpful because we just don't have that at the moment. So if that means moving Kuminga or Stokes, I think we got to do it. Yeah, I'm going to see if we can get a natural power forward or something. As much as I hate to do it to Kuminga because I wanted to keep him and win a championship with him, we can get Paulo Banchero from the Clippers. He's a little bit better. We get Trey Murphy as another piece. I think we do this trade. We get Paulo Banchero. He's the new power forward here in the Golden State Warriors. And Stokes is taking over that small forward spot. Hopefully he goes up to a 90 overall. Stokes, that would be awesome. I don't know if he will. Probably won't, but whatever. So, all right. Here we go. One championship is all I'm asking for. One finals appearance is what I want. We haven't even got that far. So, Stokes is up to an 87. Kessler, Paulo Banchero, Brendan Miller, Podziemski. We've kept him throughout. So, let's keep it going, man. Let's get into next season. Let's see if this is our year. So this year, we ended up winning 60 games, which is awesome. Paulo Banchero makes All-NBA third team. So, it's the first time we've seen that, obviously, since Stephen Curry. So, maybe getting Paulo was the right move going forward. First seeded Oklahoma City Thunder. We get Phoenix in round 1, who beat us last year. So, if we could... They got Trae Young off the bench now as well, but here goes nothing. Similarly, in current round against the Phoenix Suns, and of course, this time around, we're going to beat them very easily. Why would we not have done that last year? You know, it would have made no sense to do that. Kevin Porter, Dyson Daniels, Tariq Whitehead, Peyton Watson, Jokic, and Julian Strawther. Similarly, in current round against the Nuggets, and we are going to beat them very easily as well. And once again, we don't have to deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. We have the Rockets instead, which they have a good roster as well. So, like, it's not like the Rockets are scrubs who are about to play. So let's see if we can beat them. And we are finally going to get to the NBA Finals. It is a Christmas miracle. I think we needed a guy like Paulo Banchero to really get us over the edge. So like I kind of mentioned earlier, I don't think Kuminga, Miller, or Keegan Murray were number 1 options. So I think we found our number 1 option in Paulo. It is the Bulls in front of us, though. We have sorry. I keep saying Amin. Jaden Hardy, Dylan Harper. So a very good Chicago team as well. Lonzo, Kobe White all off the bench. So my current round to get our first championship of the video. And we finally did it. It took a while, but we did it. We finally got a championship. We have one more season, though, to run. We finally got it, bro. Oh, took forever, but we did it. You know what? Better late than never, right? Better late than never. So I will take it. But let's run this bad boy one more season, and let's try to go 2 in a row. Let's try to get 2 in a row to end this one. And then we could be pretty happy with the result of this video. I got 1. That's mainly what I was looking for. At least I got 1. If I can be happy with that. So no free agents to worry about. So we're just going to go straight to player progression. We're just going to run it straight back. And let's even go for 2 in a row. So here we go. Final season. Let's see if we can go 2 in a row to end the video. We end up as the 3rd seed in the Western Conference this time. Here were your final player stats. We had 27 from Paulo, 23 from Brandon Miller, 20 from Tyron Stoke, 13.5 from Podziemski, 9 from Chase Jackson Davis, 9 from Trey Murphy. Clippers in round 1. Whoops, I did not mean to click play game. All right, Clippers in round 1. They have Rollins, Dirk, Kuminga, Patrick Williams, who do get to play Kuminga to end this one. And we're... Okay, I'm out of here, guys. We got 1. You know what? We got 1 championship. I can be happy with that. I'll take that over nothing. So, Nuggets, Hornets, and the Nuggets going on with the championship. Very interesting video. Still a ton of fun regardless. As we further get into, like, the 10 years, things get crazy at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.